Welcome to AM Best Audio.
Amid new technologies and rising gold prices, jewelry insurers are seeing new fraud trends emerging. I'm Terry Dopp for AM Best TV. My guest today is Dustin Lemick. He's the CEO of BriteCo, an MGA in the jewelry space. Dustin, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you so much for having me, Terry.
Tell me a little bit about what you're seeing right now in terms of fraud.
Yeah, so we're a jewelry insurance MGA. We specialize in jewelry and watch insurance, and we do a lot of work direct to consumer. So, high volume directly online. One of the parts of our business is we require a photo and some paperwork, a receipt or an appraisal. With AI, we are seeing a very large uptick in fraud, specifically around photos and fraudulent paperwork.
In terms of fraudulent photos and paperwork, what are people trying to get past you?
So the technology, first, I will say the technology has gotten amazingly good. And I'm sure lots of folks have tried it themselves. But the photo technology, specifically in creating fraudulent photos, for us, you could think of like a fake ring, a ring that doesn't exist, a diamond ring, a watch, etc. But you're able to fraudsters are able to generate images with nano bananas or ChatGPT, that all of the LLMs have some version, and the technology is amazing. And so it's really becoming a big issue. Not for us. We built a lot of technology, fraud prevention technology to prevent this and to try to stop it. But we're seeing a big uptick there, and also in just documents in general. So any insurance company that's ingesting documents, especially in an automated way, is very susceptible to this fraudulent issue, specifically with AI.
So tell me a little bit about your efforts. Tell me a little bit about the technology you're using and how it works.
Yeah. So first, one of the things that we do is we want to make sure that the item that's being insured is real and in the person's possession. So we built technology, end-to-end technology, in order to control the process of providing a real-time photo. So one thing that we believe is very important is controlling, and we built all our technology in-house, is controlling the end-to-end process. So we force our applicants to use our technology, and it's very easy to use, it's very streamlined, but they have to actually take a photo using our photo technology. They can't just upload a photo from the web or upload it online. That is one piece of the technology that's really critical for us. It allows us to control the process and also pull things like metadata off of the back end to confirm in real time liveness of the item, that the item exists. We also pair that with some documentation. So we require a receipt or an appraisal, some documentation there, which also fraudsters are also coming up with fake documents in that way too. We control that end-to-end process as well. And then we always have a human in the loop, which is something we could talk about, but also really, really important.
Well, I did want to talk about that. And it seems like from an underwriting perspective, is it a matter of increased vigilance or learning absolutely new skills?
So both. So we really believe that the technology that we need to build and that insurers are increasingly going to need to build around AI is really to assist humans as well. So it's to give fraud indicators, to throw up flags, to say, hey, look, something's going on with this, or the metadata doesn't match. So basically, it's a little bit of training humans as well in terms of how to use the AI properly, and then also building the technology appropriately to be able to assist a human in the loop.
Right. And what do you see as the final outcome for the jewelry industry?
I think a lot of insurers are going to have an uphill battle here, to be honest with you, to stop the fraud. I mean, the AI stuff, like I said before, is getting so good that you're really going to need to understand and really leverage technology and AI too, right? You can be the good guys and fight the bad, with your own AI, which we're building a bunch of AI assisted things as well to fight kind of the bad AI. So it's a little bit of both there.
Right. Now, so looking at this issue, it's then you're seeing sort of it play out from both ends, correct? Is AI creating both opportunity to perpetuate fraud and opportunity to fight fraud?
100%. So the way we look at it at BriteCo, we really do look at it as an opportunity. It is an opportunity. The technology is amazing, and there's so much benefit you can get from it. I'll give you an example. So we actually will feed photos into an AI engine that we built that will actually also be able to help detect fraudulent photos. So like you can leverage the AI to your benefit, and there's benefits in underwriting. I think something that is becoming much more critical, it's always obviously been critical, is underwriting. So if there's all this fraud that's going on with certain, what we're talking about, documents or photos, things like that, your underwriting components become really critical. So like if you're really good at underwriting, you could sort of mitigate some of those risks as well. And you could leverage technology to help you in that capacity too.
Customize your data experience. BestLink now offers an interactive company dashboard that provides company-level intelligence in a fast, user-friendly interface featuring interactive tables, charts, and Sparkline performance histories. Customize the dashboard tiles to prioritize the insurer ratings, data, and analytics that best support your workflow. AM Best. Our insight, your advantage.
Your background is as a jeweler. How has that helped you in this process?
Good question. So it's helped me and helped my company understand from a very granular level pricing risk, understanding the industry, and being true specialists in the industry. Also understanding, kind of going back to the fraud point, understanding where those kind of blind spots could possibly be from a very granular level. And so being specialists in the industry give you really a lot of benefit. And also it gives the consumer, the policyholder, a lot of benefit too, understanding if a claim were to happen, for instance, like we know exactly what we're doing. If you needed recommendations to go to specific jewelers in your area, we have a huge network of 3,500 jewelers that we refer our policyholders or claimants to if they need help. Things like that are really beneficial.
Given this topic, do you see embedded distribution as essentially very key to correcting this issue?
Very good question. Yes, definitely. So embedded distribution and being really close to the sale, especially when you're trying to verify realness of the item. Like to your question before, where some folks, fraudsters, can basically fake something even being real. If you're embedding in distribution, it gives you a leg up because you're able to get closer to that, for us, the sale of the item. And then you sort of understand, okay, that is a real item. That is real. There's another third party involved as well. That's like a trusted third party that you can rely on. So yeah, I think embedded is pretty critical.
What's the mix of embedded versus non-embedded for you guys?
We have a couple different distribution channels. We work with jewelers, which there's a big embedded component there. We work direct to consumer online. We work with agents. I would say that our jeweler embedded is probably 25% of our business, 30% of our business. We also do some embedded work with point of sale systems. So we do a lot of POS system work, Shopify, things like that.
Okay. And being an MGA and being so close to the underwriting, Do you think that does that give you a leg up in terms of responding to latent fraud?
I think it does. I think we are, from what I consider, best in class underwriters in this line of business. And when you are really good at underwriting, that alone can mitigate fraud, right? If you're not underwriting fraudsters, then you don't have to worry about fraud, right? So now that's a simplistic way to look at it, but it hopefully gets my point across. So, and like what I was saying before, it really makes the underwriting component really critical. It's always critical. I can't overstate that, but this even more critical. So I do think that in our position, I think we're in a really good spot in terms of how we underwrite and understanding the industry and things like that.
Is zero incidents realistic? Is it realistic to think that you're ever going to get to a point where there's zero incidents of fraud?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just about, it's a good question. For us at BriteCo, it's all about mitigation. It's about minimizing the impact and putting the right processes. And I can't overstate this, putting the right processes and implementing the right technology in place so that your mitigation efforts are really strong. And I think if you do that, I think insurance companies that do that are going to end up in a pretty good spot, especially if they're leveraging the technology that's available. I think one of the issues becomes when companies are slow to adapt, or they're not implementing the right products or the right systems, and controlling those systems. Like I said before, end-to-end control. Like you really want full in-house control of everything.
Right. I think that was pretty comprehensive. Dustin, thank you for taking the time to speak with us today.
Terry, thank you so much.
That was Dustin Lemick, CEO of BriteCo, and I'm Terry Dopp for AM Best TV.
Looking to get the full attention of the insurance industry? We have the platforms that will do just that. Whether it be AM Best TV, AM Best Audio, Best Review Magazine, or Best Day. Find out more by calling AM Best Advertising Sales at 908-439-2200, extension 5399, and have a great day.